Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Upkick MMA, episode 453. I am Brendan. All right, PFL 2025, Road to Dubai. This is going to be a breakdown of all of the fights from the professional fighters, starting with Usman Nurmagomedov versus Paul Hughes. That was technically for the Bellator belt, so we're going to talk about that one. We're going to talk about all the fights, break them all down, go through them round by round. If you like this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel. That way, when the next video is coming out, I'd really appreciate it. I think this video might run a little bit long, so let's get started. Let's get into these fights. All right, unlike my normal videos like I do for the UFC, I don't have round-by-round stats. I don't have, and I've complained about it enough. You know, PFL as an organization touts themselves as being the premier statistical blah, 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 and having AI judging and whatever. Still can't provide us with any information. Can't give us round-by-round stats. You suck. It's a pain in the ass. They don't even post the stats for these fights anymore. I'm not even going to pull up their website. I'm not going to give them any traffic. I think it's ridiculous. Bellator PFL has devolved into a complete joke. The lighting is still horrible. I don't know how the lighting got worse from 2 years ago. I don't remember. Bellator always had some soft lighting, but it was functional. It was fine. PFL had decent lighting. That was functional. It was fine. In fact, I really enjoyed watching PFL. I liked their presentation. I liked the way they did stuff. The fights were competitive. They were interesting. You know, the fact they had no elbows, like, changed the way things went. It's just evolved. The camera work is functional at best. Sometimes the the cameras are pointing in completely random directions. That's not the cameraman's fault, by the way. That is the producer who is the guy who's switching back and forth between the cameras. He needs to be better about his job. The commentary is biased and somehow still incoherent. I don't know how that's possible. And the way to watch changes based off of how they're feeling, I guess, if it's technically supposed to be a Bellator event, even though this wasn't marketed as a Bellator event, even though the Bellator belt was on the line. It's a complete fucking mess. I have no idea what their plan is. Like, they put it on Max sometimes, and sometimes it'll be on ESPN Plus, and sometimes, like, I have no idea what their plan is. Like, what is their big plan? Are they going to take on the UFC? Are they going to... they should be making it easier for everyone to watch. They should be posting shit on YouTube. They should be posting all of their fights on YouTube. They should make everything as easy to watch as possible. They shouldn't be shoving this shit in the corner of the internet where nobody's going to fucking watch it, where you have to buy another streaming service if you didn't have that one already. And then even if you do, we've seen with Prime, like, does that mean everybody who has Prime is going to go watch one championship? Absolutely not. So, like, what are they doing? What is the plan here? Ugh, fuck. All right, main event. I don't need to bring the picture up. That's the two guys who are fighting. You got the guy on the left here. That is Nurmagomedov, and then this is Paul Hughes. Obviously in his Cage Warrior garb in that picture. Low kicks from Nurmagomedov early. He was able to use that jab with the straight, and Hughes having issues finding the range early. He's just way too far out. Nurmagomedov with a nice nut kick, and Khabib's camp really keeps that strategy alive. That'll bear out as we get further along. But yeah, it's just... cheating works in every organization, and it seems like this camp has a specialty at doing it. Great counter hook combo from Hughes as Nurmagomedov moves in with the low kicks, catching him with the left on the chin. Hughes push kicks him in the nuts, or so it appeared, but upon replay, they didn't want to show it more than once because they realized that he didn't kick him in the nuts. It was right to the gut. So he gets a break for no reason. Nurmagomedov going to the inside of that lead leg a lot as he retreats, able to stop Hughes from throwing much offense in this first round. This is clearly Nurmagomedov's round. Like, fouls aside, I'm not like, those are completely separate, right? Those do cause problems, and I think they should be addressed, and I'll probably blow up about it later. But how it scored is how it scored, and it's 10-9. The damage was the damage. He did more of it. Paul Hughes was never really able to find his range. He was chasing him too much, not able to get in tight. Second round, Nurmagomedov right in on the low kicks yet again. Hughes push kicks him in the gut, flings him across the cage. It was pretty nice, and throws off the takedown attempt. Nurmagomedov with that same strategy as the first round, as he spazzes out anytime he's touched. He just spazzes out and goes for the takedown, right? Well, he wasn't able to do it. Wasn't able to get the takedown until much later, and then wasn't really able to do anything with it either. Hughes was able to calm him down against the fence, and Nurmagomedov landing light knees along the fence, doing offense, then in range, just still not able to get that takedown. Couldn't find it. Hughes lands on the exit. Hughes going to the body hard. Nurmagomedov taunting him as he misses and then lands a hard right hand of his own. Nurmagomedov finding the mark up top as Hughes lands low. This should be a Nurmagomedov round as well. So he's up 20-18 on my card. Hughes still keeping that pressure on in this third round, landing some more of those low kicks. And again, anytime he lands a counter, Usman spazzes out and he wants that takedown. Just doesn't give it to him. No dice there. He's really looking for that break. I mentioned this last week. The way that they fight is out of this camp, right, is they look for those takedowns both offensively and opportunistically in a way to control the fight, to control their pace, and to control their cardio. Because when they do that, they make you work, or they can just hold you in a position where they have an advantage and they're not using any energy, and it saves them for the later rounds, and they're able to, like, the wrestling is so good that even when they are tired, they're able to get a takedown and really take a break. Hughes was not having it, and this is the way to beat them in this camp, although the judges didn't see that way. Again, let's see here. Again, another nut kick from Nurmagomedov, and then almost immediately after that, another one. What the fuck is going on? Obviously from this camp, but whatever. This one dropped Hughes, and if he's embellishing, that's what the refs want at this point. Apparently, that's the only way to get a point deduction because that's what happened. There was a point deduction against Nurmagomedov, but unless you embellish the pain that you're in, you're not getting a point deduction. At best, all they're going to do is give both you guys a break, right? So what the referees are doing by doing this is they're incentivizing flopping. We've seen what happens in other organizations, in other sports, both in soccer, obviously starting in soccer, where it was like famous forever, making its way to professional basketball in the NBA, and then now it's even in football, where the fucking quarterbacks are flopping all over the place, embellishing to get the fouls called. So we've seen what happens in other sports. Is that what we want to happen to MMA as well? Is that something that you want? Because that's what you're incentivizing by not taking points when there clearly was a foul. So now you have to show that it damaged you. Playing a dangerous game here. You're going to turn the sport into a fucking joke, which this fight was. People saying this was a good fight. Like, the fighting was okay, but the overall circumstances and taking everything as a whole, watching a fight for 30 plus minutes, actually probably closer to 40 minutes with all the breaks that were in there, with, a significant portion of that, over 10 minutes of it probably being stoppages and then time in between rounds. Like, it really dampens down how good the fight actually was. Especially when Nurmagomedov is retreating the entire time. Again, I don't think he's a bad fighter, but that doesn't make for an exciting fight. Hughes was still wincing in pain as they continued. Nurmagomedov tries for the takedown, able to get something here, but then they get right back up and then down again, back up, and then the crowd is going fucking bananas. With 65 seconds left, Nurmagomedov is up in this round, in my opinion. But then Hughes stays on him, and then Nurmagomedov not getting the break that he wanted. You can see he's kind of breathing heavy, trying to clinch, and Hughes digging to the body really well. The crowd, like I said, goes crazy anytime Nurmagomedov moves in a certain way, but Hughes dug in and did more damage this round. It should be a 10-8 round because of the point deduction. It should be 28-28 going into the fourth round. Nurmagomedov using the jab and the low kicks well, going to the body with the jab too. Nurmagomedov continues to retreat, looking to conserve energy as Hughes chases him and starts to find the mark with those lead hooks and the rear uppercuts when Nurmagomedov ducks his head and comes in. And then, as I'm writing that, there's a clash of heads because Nurmagomedov continues to lead with his fucking head and dive in on takedowns, and then Hughes is just like, fuck you, puts his head in the way, which is proper wrestling defense, by the way, is to go forehead to forehead. That's a way to stop forward progress on a takedown. You maintain head level either the same or lower than your opponent, and then the takedown is not impossible, but much harder. So this is where Nurmagomedov chose to use this time as a long break. And then earlier, there was when there was a nut kick, repeatedly Nurmagomedov was getting talked. Oh no, that was in a different fight, getting talked to by his corner. The doctor. Oh yeah, so there's this huge break, obviously because of the clash of heads, and Nurmagomedov doesn't want to continue. He's like doing this number. I'm not saying that he wasn't stunned by it, but given all the circumstances that this fight has gone into, this was a neutral foul, by the way. Like, this is, neither guy was at fault, neither guy got hit worse than the other. And like, in fact, Hughes got the worst end of it as far as damage goes because he got the cut to his forehead, or the cut to the top of his head anyway. Hughes licks the blood and says, let's go. And then the doctor comes in. This commission is really looking out for Nurmagomedov here, giving him a break. Like, they came in to look at the cut on Hughes, which wasn't in a place, wasn't bad, like top of the head, like nothing. And like, they're just trying to give Nurmagomedov a break. You can fucking see what they're doing, and it's disgusting. This fight's a fucking clown show. Huge jabs and a lead hook for Hughes, and then Nurmagomedov finally able to get the takedown, landing a nice elbow, and this should be the round. After the rest that he took, got his energy back. He was able to do some damage after that, and he had some good control, from being on the back in those multiple mat returns. So I had him up 38-37. Last round here. Same thing as the last three rounds, with Hughes advancing and Nurmagomedov retreating and trying to kick the legs, but he just doesn't have the energy to have the same output. So Hughes is keeping the pressure on, looking, and then Nurmagomedov looks for the takedown to take a break. He lands a right hand, which was very nice, and again he backed up Hughes for just a second, but then fails a takedown, and Hughes back to beating him up. Nurmagomedov holds on for dear life, but Hughes hits him with the switch and ends the fight with some nasty hooks. The damage in this last round clearly goes to Hughes. Go watch it again if you disagree with me. The damage should go to him. Obviously, we can't look at any of the stats because PFL and Bellator are a fucking joke at this point, but this should be a draw, 47-47. Now, we are going to look at the scorecards of this. We're probably not going to look at the scorecards of anyone else. By the way, the UFC manages to post their scorecards, and nobody else can figure out how to fucking do this. Just take a picture of it and post it. Just post it. You don't have to digitize it. I don't give a shit. I just want to see the damn scorecards. Just do this. Why is this the only one that you showed? Fucking joke. All right. Where are the judges' names? The judges' names aren't even over here? Oh, they're at the bottom. Oh, here we go. Saul D'Amato, Eric Colon, and Hadi Ali. Okay. Saul D'Amato, first two rounds to Nurmagomedov, and then the third round he gave to Nurmagomedov because the point deduction had it 9-9. In fact, all three judges saw it that way. That is incorrect. That is purely because of home field advantage. Like, go back and watch it. Turn the sound off. Turn the sound off and just watch it. Trust me. Okay. Then he gave the fourth round to Hughes, and that's it. He only gave one round to Hughes, which is the wrong round. Saul D'Amato must have been really fucking tired or something that threw him off. This is not a good scorecard. 48-46 with the rounds all over the fucking place and not in the right place. That last round should go to Hughes as well. If anything, this should have been 47-47. Yep, with Hughes winning the last two rounds on his scorecard, which I don't think Hughes won the last two rounds, by the way. Okay, Eric Colon, first two rounds correct, third round also incorrect, fourth round also incorrect. That one is correct, and then the fifth round he got correct. Okay, so he got everything but the third round right, in my opinion. And then Hadi Ali got the second round. He gave the second round to Hughes, which I guess these rounds were relatively close, so like I guess that's okay. I did not see it that way either. In fact, I think that's a bad scorecard as well. Third round, he also got fucking wrong, giving it for Nurmagomedov. Fourth round, got that one wrong as well, giving that one to Hughes. And then the last round, giving it to Nurmagomedov. So like virtually every fucking round other than the first one, he got wrong. That one's all over the place. Like this is a shit show, and it's a joke. And I know that the commission isn't directly related to the organization that's putting on the fights. In fact, they're purposely made not to be. But this is fucking ridiculous. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And then talking about rematches and all that shit, do it in Ireland, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Tim Johnson versus Vadim Nemkov. This fight was actually not that bad. All right. This fight took, it went by pretty quick. Nemkov kicking to the body at range, going up top, partially blocked. Johnson I'll talk about it. Johnson looking to lunge in with something there, but Nemkov bouncing and sticking with those kicks in the right hands. Nemkov getting the takedown and to the back, making Johnson work, and then Nemkov gets the back and gets the rear naked choke finish. Great performance over Johnson, who should not be fighting professionally anymore, in my opinion, but that's neither here nor there. Far be it from me to tell a person when they can and can't fight. They clearly want his services, and he is giving his services to them. Good for him for making money. Nathan Kelly versus Akhmed Magomedov. Okay, again, that was these ones. There's no stats to really pull up here. You can get a look at them, but that's about it. I wish there were more stats on these so I could talk to you about them. They crash a couple times, neither guy's landing. Great, and then Magomedov goes for the takedown, able to get to the back body lock slam. They get back up. Kelly lands a nasty elbow in tight along the fence, and Magomedov is hurt really bad. Retreats, and then pulls guard. He's got this nasty cut above his left eye. Kelly getting to the back, landing some decent shots, but falls off the front and gets pushed up against the fence. Nice nut shot from Magomedov. Khabib's camp really playing all the angles, including coaching during the timeouts. So this was the fight that happened. So again, the nut kicks, the fence grabbing. It seems like it's all like if it was one fighter, you could blame them. If it's all of the fighters coming from a camp, like Khabib's camp isn't the only one that is known to be dirty. And I wouldn't say they were known for being dirty, but they should at this point. Repeatedly kicking to the nuts, repeatedly grabbing fences. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. It shows a lack of discipline or just playing the game. And anyway, and then also to show that they just don't give a fuck, which I know that a lot of coaches do this too, but like I could see it. Mike Beltran goes over to Khabib and says, stop coaching him. Stop coaching him. Pushes the fight, pushes Magomedov away from him, and then the second Beltran turns around, Magomedov and Nurmagomedov are talking to each other. Khabib's talking to him again. Like, dude, what the fuck? And then he like looks at Mike Beltran like, fucking big, so disgusting. I know what they're doing, and if I was in that position, I'd probably do it too. I'm just pointing it out. Nice nut shot. Let's see here. Huge cut over that left eye of Magomedov as he gets a takedown right after his much-deserved rest after kicking the guy in the nuts. Really nice round for him. You could give that to Magomedov. I don't know if you rated that damage from Kelly, because that was pretty much the only big shot that he landed. There was so much control from Magomedov, so it's fine. Second round, Magomedov with the takedown right away, eventually gets to the mount in the back and the rear naked choke. So, guys, what do I tell you every single time? Cheating wins, or cheating works. Cheaters win. Kick them in the nuts. Ibragimov versus Kenny. Mokhonoana. Thank you. This has been Hooked on Phonics. Fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry, dude. I don't mean to mispronounce your name. Mokhonoana. I think that's how you pronounce it. Good thing is he made this really easy for me. I don't have to say much to him about him. He did miss weight by a pound, which is not great. Ibragimov with the takedown right into side control, staying on top the entire round, 10-9. Right into the takedown in the second round for Ibragimov. Again, just on top or mat returning the entire round as he gets warned about grabbing the fence multiple times as he ends the round. 20-18. Great. Good job. Awesome technique. Mokhonoana decides to the best approach after getting taken down for 2 straight rounds is to attempt a bunch of flying knees in tight and then gets taken down. Okay. Ibragimov tries to let him up and get a highlight finish to disguise how boring a fight this was and talk shit at the end of the round. 30-27. Do not go back and watch this. It is not worth your fucking time. Cleiver Fernandes versus Renat Khavalov. I think this was the last one on the main card. Or the first one on the main card. Boy, look at those faces. You just don't see that anymore, you know? Nice silhouettes of random people. Anyway, Fernandes landing a hard low kick after about a minute of nothing, and Khavalov tries to counter. Fernandes dangerous with that right hand, looking to counter the movement and land on the entry. Khavalov finally able to tie up along the fence, and Khavalov holding the fence and getting some decent elbows and a lot of light knees as he gets reversed eventually. And then Fernandes gets him down and able to get on the back and standing backpack to end the round. And that's his. I gave that round to him. I'd love to be able to see the round by rounds on this one. But again, they don't show any of that shit. Oh, my God. I'd love to be able to tell you. Okay, here we go. All right. Two judges had a 20. Anyway, second round here. Khavalov right to the clinch again, just wanting to hold it there, playing it safe after losing the first round, in my opinion. Khavalov gets to the back, standing up, then shoots a takedown, but Fernandes defends it well, jumping Kimura. But Khavalov bails on it, concedes to just kicking his legs while he's down, which is my least favorite fucking position in MMA. Like, I'm not joking. That is by far my least favorite position, where one guy is down and the other one's just kicking his legs. It's horrible to watch. I can't stand that shit. 19-19, Khavalov did win that round. Khavalov jabbing and looking for the takedown. Corner waves him off, and I think they're worried about losing a decision, so they don't want him to just sit on the ground with him. They want him to do a little bit of damage. Fernandes just standing and swinging as Khavalov enters. Fernandes able to reverse him as he comes in and gets the clinch for a bit, then reversed himself again. Khavalov grabbing the cage a couple times, and Kerry Hatley just fucking watching him. Khabib in the corner really giving him the thumbs up. Grab that fence. Yeah, you go for it, bud. Kerry Hatley pulled his fingers out multiple times and warned him, but didn't take the position away from him. Didn't fucking punish him. The last 30 seconds, they swing it fucking air. Do not go back and watch this fight. 29-28. All right, that is it for the main card. Honestly, I wouldn't go watch this shit. I wouldn't try to, do not go out of your way to watch it. If it's on whatever streaming service you have in your country and you find it easily, then sure, go for it. But in my opinion, this is a waste of your fucking time. All right. This put me in a bad mood. Fuck, it was such a slog to get through, too. This fucking shit show, man. I do appreciate y'all for stopping by. It means a lot to me. If you did like this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel. The way the next video is coming out. And if you like this video, hit the like button. Go check out some of my last videos about the UFC. Much more interesting fights, much more stuff to break down, much more stats, a lot clearer information. So I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Have an amazing week. Love y'all. Peace.